So, I hear we're into some of the same stuff.
You're about to join John
and Eric
as we explore said stuff.
Really bad movies, Sega Genesis,
Sports and girls. The interesting aspects of pop culture.
and we'll answer listeners' mail because you have so much to say.
You are listening to
A sophisticated conversation.
Greetings and welcome to episode 21 of Podcast Revolution.
21.
Alright, I am your host, John.
21.
Yes, 21. That's a good year for a lot of people, too.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a good podcast.
Yeah.
As I was saying, I'm your host, John, and with me, returning to the show, is Eric.
Sorry, I've been gone for 2 episodes.
We've missed you terribly.
2 episodes too long.
It was fun making fun of you while you were gone, though.
Yeah,
Now we can make fun of you while you're here.
Yeah, that's true. Back to normal.
And joining us today is our buddy Chris Bourque, and
His dad is Ray Bourque, by the way.
Yeah, you guys wish.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So you're not Ray's son.
No, not.
Who are you then?
I'm the other Chris.
You're the other Chris.
I should be famous. I should.
Well,
And
you've come to the right place.
I know. I feel at home at this place. I really do.
Pretty much anyone is a celebrity on this show, so.
Even Cage's.
Even Cage shit. I'm surprised at how much hate mail we've got for Cage. Like, it started out with a lot of people praising it, then we got a lot of hate mail.
We've only gotten one hate mail for him.
I thought we got 2.
No, just one.
Oh, I wish we had 2 then.
So Eric, where have you been?
I've been at a DeGrotto marathon, followed by watching Twilight all night. I couldn't sleep because my closet door was open. Yeah, that's pretty much where I've been.
You actually like Twilight?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Team Edward all the way. I don't even know what that means, but yeah.
I do.
No, I've been gone for 2 weeks. I've been very busy with a lot of things, working a lot, and also kind of holding down the fort too. As shameful as it is for me to say, I live with my mom and dad, not in a basement though. In the upstairs.
Get your own room.
I get my own room. That's right.
With a closet that you need to be very careful that it stays.
Yeah, I don't want to get trapped in there. You know, I don't want to have to come out of the closet. But anyways, yeah. And I've been holding down the fort. My parents went on a little trip, and they're pretty much coming back. And so yeah, I've just been enjoying my time there, and
So they'll be happy to know that you didn't burn the house down.
they will be happy. That was actually my mom's probably biggest fear ever, which is kind of funny because I think if you're a parent, you should be worried about your kid burning down the house when they're in high school, not graduated college.
Well, I think there's a fear of if you take a shot, maybe you'll light yourself on fire with the shot. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. My mom was really, really worried. She told me repetitively that she didn't want me to have, and I'm not making this up. She said, "Eric, I don't want skanks at the house," is what she told me.
Well, then you shouldn't have had Cage's come over.
That's a good point. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe that's why Frenchie didn't come over then.
That's true. Your mom specifically called him and told him not to.
Yeah. So she actually said to me, she said, "Eric, I do not want any skanks at the house," which is really funny because I think.
Do you usually bring skanks to the house?
Not at all. To be honest with you, I know people that also live with their parents after they graduate college, and they bring home chicks all the time, which personally I think is a little weird. To be honest with you, I don't think I could bring a girl back to. First of all, we'd come in at 3 in the morning. I'd be like, "Hold on, I can't wake up my parents." and then you go in, do your thing, and then the next morning, what am I gonna do? Like, "Oh yeah, my mom's making breakfast in the kitchen. Just walk by and leave."
So you feel like George from Seinfeld, kind of.
Pretty much, yeah.
But,
I mean, at least I'm 23, so it's somewhat acceptable to still be at home. Somewhat. I mean, at least I'm not in a basement. I'm happy about that, but
So what's wrong with the basement? I mean,
it's that whole stigma, I live in the basement. Actually, to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind living in a basement because
Exactly.
you'd have more room.
Do you have got any basement living experience, Mr. Bourque?
only my girlfriend, but she lives in a basement, and I don't know. I think it's the best environment in the world.
No, some basements are cool. I'll give you that. They have like
finished
the
basement?
Yeah, they have like a ground level window, and like it's kind of big. And usually a basement room is really cold.
Well, yeah.
So, like,
I guess you're right.
I mean, in the winter that might be kind of annoying, but
I mean,
in the summer it's pretty nice. So, and normally basements are pretty big too. So if you have a basement room, I'm guessing it's a pretty big area. Plus, you probably hide a lot of stuff down there.
So I think
too.
right now Eric's really wishing he had a basement room.
Yeah.
I actually
It looks like he's changed his mind.
No, to be honest with you, I always wanted an attic room. I had friends that had rooms in the attic where, like, it was like a finished attic where you'd, like, walk up the stairs. To me, that's cool. Like, when I get a house one day, I want it to be like a colonial house, and I want it to have a finished attic where I can just chill out. I kind of like that. Like, you walk upstairs, and to me, that's awesome. But in the summer, it's like a gajillion, billion degrees in the attic.
What if you lived up above a garage? You'd be like-
I actually
you'd be
live...
like,
Some
well,
of those are pretty cool.
technically my room is on top of a garage, and it actually sucks because, I mean, I guess this doesn't happen anymore because I'm always the one who comes home late now because my sister doesn't live at home anymore. It's just me and my parents. But growing up, when my sister would go out or whatever, my parents, I'd be sleeping, my whole room starts like shaking and like vibrating and stuff because the garage motor is under me. So
Oh, okay.
that's not too exciting either. So, but
I thought you were gonna go somewhere else with that, but all right.
yeah, the whole vibration thing.
Yeah. Which would be a whole other topic.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I mean, generally living at home's not too bad. John actually is trying to get me to move out and live next door to him, which I think would be a lot of fun. But it's just it's very hard. I don't know.
There's a duplex available on my street.
There is.
You know, if then you wouldn't have to say that you live with mom and dad. I mean, they do live in a very nice house. I mean, but you could get that stigma off your shoulders.
Yeah, but I guess until the girl in the cafeteria starts working during my shift, I really don't care if I live at home. So
That's true.
And think about it. You can use that shot glass that John has. That
Oh, that's
lights
good-
up.
that's
That
a
thing
good
is
point.
So freaking trippy.
well, you know how would you? To be honest with you, how could you bring like? I don't think I could ever pick up a girl somewhere when I live at home. Like I really don't. Like I just think it'd
Well,
be.
you did it in high school.
Yeah, but high school is like different. It's kind of expected you live with. Like who doesn't live with a parent or guardian when they're in high school?
Well, not that I really recommend this, but you could say that you're from somewhere, you moved somewhere else and you recently moved back and you're still getting settled. So you could just downright lie.
Or I could say it's my house. My parents live with me.
You could say that.
Let's hope there's no girls listening to this podcast because
Oh, there are.
you
They
just,
don't.
you just lied.
No, there
If there's
are.
any
they have
girls
no
that are
interest in
interested,
Eric.
in
They have no interest in me. Trust me.
all right.
Some of the guys might, but
Yeah, I don't think any of them have absolutely any interest in me, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, like for example, John, what do you think I should do if I was to meet a girl that I like? How do I overcome living at home with mom and dad? What would you recommend that I do to overcome that?
Money.
he's a quick
Oh, whoa,
one.
whoa, whoa, whoa. You probably attract some skanks with that one, but
Well, I mean, there's a no skank rule apparently in the house. So.
Skank free school zone.
Skank.
what is your mom watching? Like, this is my new haircut. I mean, have you ever seen the video?
Oh, Eric
honestly?
does act kind of like that guy.
How do I act like that guy?
Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs.
Not now, Chief. I'm in the zone.
Well, like every other day, Eric has a new haircut.
I get a haircut every 3 to 4 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, your hair just doesn't grow fast.
I don't know. I just I don't know. To me, haircuts are very enjoyable.
What?
I think it's relaxing. It's nice. They just kind of
No, he
comfortable.
makes a good point.
You're
if you got a hot girl.
Yeah, okay.
If you got a hot girl and she's cutting your hair and she's like feeling your scalp. I'm sorry, honey, if you hear this. But anyway, I gotta defend myself because, girlfriend and all. But yeah, she can be feeling your scalp. Just go for the needles and everything.
I think,
It's a
yeah.
good feeling. I can see
You
it.
get a big comfy chair. Okay, when you get a haircut, like 9 times out of 10, it's a hot girl. Let's just put it that way. So there's already bonus number 1 right there. Number
Do you say
2,
boners or bonus?
both. And
Well, you got to go to a hair salon and not a barber shop because
yeah, see that's what
See,
I
that's
do.
the
See,
difference.
that's the
That's the
trick.
difference.
That's the trick. That's where they all are.
Okay.
And so you go there, and they're kind of forced to talk to you for about a half hour. So it's kind of like, all right, like.
So it's like paying someone to talk to you. You don't even care about the haircut.
Well, I mean, I care
Whoa,
about that too.
Then wouldn't that be classified as prostitution?
It kind of is like prostitution.
kinda like,
Like they're just talking to you.
Yeah, but you're paying them for a service. Or maybe it's more like a strip club.
No,
You give them a tip
don't-
at the
you don't-
end.
Someone
You
should
don't have
combine a strip club and a hair salon for
It's
men.
already been done. It's already been done.
There's strip
Are
club
you
hair.
Well, they don't get naked, but it's a place called. Well, I don't know if it still exists, but there was a place called Lather and Lace.
What?
Where in
Why
Salem-
didn't we-
Why
about
did anyone tell me about this place?
I don't know. I don't know where you must have been in Vermont, where people can go around naked in public,
Yeah.
where it's never the people you want.
You gotta watch out for those hippies. I'm
They
serious.
don't want- yeah, they're
They're
feisty.
crazy.
Yeah, we used to have nicknames for all sorts of different types of hippies. My favorite type of hippie is a skippy, a skank hippie. It's a very attractive looking hippie. It's rare.
Oh,
but-
if they can only see my face right
Yeah.
now. I mean,
But back to getting a haircut. It
Alright,
is
yeah,
it is
yes.
a very very relaxing experience. Normally I get my hair like washed and shampooed first, and they cut. And it's just relaxing. They spray you with like water and do their. I enjoy it. I really think haircuts are one of the most relaxing things in the world. I sometimes get very deep in thought during a haircut. I just enjoy it. Then after you feel kind of good. Your head feels.
well,
Especially on like a really cold winter day, you walk outside and it's kind of like your head's like ice. I don't know. I
yeah,
can't do it.
but then you realize. I mean, there's also a disadvantage to this. You get your hair cut, and all you can feel is the little hairs on the back. Like,
Yeah, that's
It's like
sucks.
pins
just
and
wanna keep-
needles.
Do you want to keep playing with it?
well, yeah, that too. But
It gets like the loose hairs like make your back itch. And
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah, I always have to take a shower when I get back.
Oh, the loose hairs. I thought you meant have to like put a razor on the back of your neck and you can keep going up on that.
do stylists do the thing behind your your back?
Well, like your
the one John goes to. They do that.
Do they take a straight edge to it, or is it like?
You know, I don't think our listeners want to hear us talk about hair for 10. We've been talking about hair too long. It's not really that interesting of a topic.
Oh, John, I love your hair.
Yeah, you know what we should do, speaking of hair,
What?
is give Cages a makeover on the show.
I think a Cage's makeover is an incredible idea, but who would do that?
We could be a challenge as
We could like take him to the
we get
mall
we
and
get
like
proposals.
yeah. If any listener out there has an idea for a Cage's makeover, I think that's a great
And
idea.
when we big news for episode 25, we will have a new website and a new layout for the show. So it'll be different, and the website will have pictures of the people on the show.
Well, the show will be the same, just the way it's
Right.
constructed
Yes.
and put together will be better.
But
that's all.
Cages, you'll be able to see Cages on our new website.
Yeah. I think Cage's photo is going to be downloaded more than any of us. I think people are just going to skip and go straight to Cage's.
Everybody wants a taste of Cages. What can you say?
I guess so. We should just have like a before and after shot, and then
Well, what would people do though? For what would be the Cage's makeover? What would happen that would make him the ladies' man?
You become a suave. Well, first he has to learn his phone number.
He needs a haircut. You don't like the long hair on Cage's. You don't like guys with long hair.
No.
Okay, producer Melissa says guys with long hair is not good.
so no Fabio look.
Yeah. There's certain things I just can't do. Like, I don't see how some guys have like long hair, like girly hair, and I don't understand how some guys have like earrings. I just think it's weird. I can't do it. Those are two things I just can't do.
I guess yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
I
I think none of us here are wearing earrings.
no.
I just don't ever see why any guy would want to.
What if Cages was wearing the earrings? I'm sorry, it's just like burn after burn.
Poor Cages.
Well, some people can pull it off.
Like who?
Well, like Michael Jordan.
Oh, all right, I guess
Yeah,
Michael
but
Jordan.
everybody
will.
wants to be like Mike. Well,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
he
about
can
now,
he can
but-
do whatever he wants. He has a Hitler mustache right
That's
now,
true,
for
yeah.
God's sake. Like,
But Kate, imagine. I have no idea what we could do for Cages.
You're still thinking about
Maybe
the
we could go for
makeover?
some contacts too.
get a hair. What's wrong with glasses?
Nothing's wrong with glasses, but
What if you changed the
For-
color of the contacts?
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah.
People have been doing that after they saw that Twilight movie. They all want the eyes, like the vampires in it. I'm dead serious. They're like selling a ton of them. So
Man, you're a big Twilight fan, aren't
She
you?
knows a lot about it.
Twilight and Degrado 24/7.
I think it's time for a commercial break. We'll be back.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm playing basketball so I can become a professional athlete.
Playing basketball? That's a waste of time. You're just gonna become a loser like your Uncle Ted.
Did someone say my name?
But I love basketball.
Yes.
Uncle Ted's not a loser. He's a cool guy.
Uncle Ted's like 70 and tries to pick up 18-year-olds at the park.
I want to pick up 18-year-olds at the park.
Well, instead of doing that, take them to your house. Make them watch Netflix with you for only $9.95 a month.
Only $9.95 a month?
$9.95 a month at www.netflix.com.
That's a lot better than basketball.
That's way better than basketball, especially when you're 70 years old and living in your parents' basement.
Think I'll do that too.
Netflix.com.
And now, time for one of my favorite segments of the show. It's time to go over some listener mail that we got from real listeners. And any listeners out there, if you want to send in a question, we will answer it on air, or commentary, or hate mail, whatever you want. Send it to podcastrevolution@gmail.com.
All right, so here's a question that's referencing several episodes ago. It says, why didn't Eric give that imaginary hot waitress his number?
Okay, first of
For
all,
those of you who don't know, Eric met a waitress, talked to her till very late, asked her if she wanted to go to a Red Sox game with him. She said sure. Then he said he'd exchange information with her the next time he came to the restaurant several days later, like an idiot. And then he came back several days later, and she got fired that morning.
well,
So he never got to talk to her again.
first of all, she wasn't imaginary, and she was really hot. Second of all,
You were there.
yeah, it wasn't my fault. It was 3 a.m, technically on Sunday. We're getting ready to leave. I asked her, we made plans, and she said, yeah, I asked, when are you working again? She said, oh, I'm working on Thursday from these hours. And I said, oh, that's great. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll make plans then. She said, yeah, that's great. And then she got fired that morning.
You still should have gotten her number that night.
You know what? But maybe it was a sign that it was good. Maybe. First of all, why? I don't know. Why did she get fired? How do you get fired from a restaurant?
That's true.
Like, what do you do?
Oh, there's a lot of reasons you could be fired.
Like what? Like,
So she's hot, right?
yeah, she was
It's definitely
really
not
good
from
looking.
stealing food, right?
She could have been stealing money. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess, yeah.
She could have been late a lot.
I would go
but-
for more of the tips. She probably
See, that's what's freaking me out. I feel like she was probably stealing something. So maybe it was a good sign. Maybe she was trying to use me to go to the Red Sox game and didn't care at all about going with me.
That's possible.
Yeah, that's possible, yeah.
So I personally think that it worked out in my favor in a very strange way that I'll probably hit myself in the head in about a year. But I don't know why I didn't give her. I think I just wasn't really thinking, because again, I'm normally not the guy that goes up to complete strangers that I met and talk to and ask for numbers. I just never had done it before in the past, so it kind of freaked me out.
Okay.
But you win some, you lose some, you get back up, and for next time I will
Especially
know.
If you're you or Cages, you lose a lot more than you win.
That is a very good point.
So how do you meet girls after you leave college then?
It's really hard, actually. Trust, I work. I get up in the morning at 6 o'clock. It's an hour commute, and then I get home at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and
Actually,
then
what's
I hang out with Cages and John. So
Anyways, yeah, one thing a lot of my friends have been doing, which I initially thought was kind of loserish, but it's actually working for a lot of them, is stuff like eHarmony. and
no,
stuff
I
like
will
that.
never do that.
Yeah, that's
You
kind of
never
like...
I
say- never say
absolutely
never.
refuse to do
Never
that.
say
I
never, Eric.
absolutely forget it.
Well, I guess it works. I
Not
mean,
happening.
It works for my ex-girlfriend.
Who probably sucks, right?
Oh, she's a bitch.
Yeah,
but
see,
anyways,
and
that's
she's
besides
on,
the point.
And she's on eHarmony, so I will absolutely never ever use online. dating.
She met a future boyfriend who's Chinese.
She met her future boyfriend, so she's not dating him now, but she will.
No, actually, let me rephrase that. They are dating, and they've been together for a long
So she
time.
met her current boyfriend.
So, yeah, current.
Okay.
All right.
That gets rid of that confusion. All right, we have another question. Would either of you guys grow a mustache?
To be honest with you, I don't think I could grow one. I have a kind of a patchy beard going on. I think it would be I think it would look like Frenchie's mustache, and
Yeah,
that
French's
looks horrible.
mustache
So
it has to be gone in a couple weeks.
What kind of mustache?
it's
Well,
like a
any-
Larry Bird mustache. It's like a thin
Oh.
It's like a mustache made out of 10 hairs.
It's like Sidney Crosby's mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try for that Michael Jordan look.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're talking like Burt Reynolds mustache, then absolutely. If we're talking like Larry Bird mustache, no.
No, I don't think I don't like myself with a mustache no matter what.
My dad says mustaches are gonna make a comeback.
You know what?
I
It's
think he's
possible they
wrong.
might.
I think he's wrong, but I think mustaches are just ridiculous. Like I feel like like when you look back in time at like in like history books or textbooks and you see people with these like humongous outfits on and like
Or
giant.
people with their big wigs.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like what the mustache is gonna be. People feel like, what the hell is that? Like, why did people have that in the 20th century? I think stupid looking. Like, I feel like that's kind of what I think a beard is okay and kind of has always. It's very classic.
As
You
long
know,
as-
it's like you're like Noah or something. But like,
So you want to go that long?
no, I'm just
you
saying.
Are you
I
like the
wouldn't-
next CZ Tops or something?
Yeah, I'm just saying a beard I don't think is that bad. A mustache I think is kind of creepy looking. I feel like child molesters have mustaches.
So if you have a mustache, you have a van then or something, or are
Or
we
you're a
like?
70s porn star.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Or you're a cop.
It's my dad has had his mustache since he was 19 years old. He
Like
is
Officer
now
Jack.
yeah.
Jack.
My dad is 56 years old, so he has had a mustache for 37 years.
It's a while.
I want him to shave it just to see how like it probably like light would shine off the thing like into my eyes and blind me. Like
I was gonna say, what would happen if he shaved it? Would it be like?
he never has, not even once. He said he thought about it once when I was like 7 or 8 years old, but he thought I wouldn't recognize him, and so.
He didn't have a lot of faith in you.
No, actually, my roommate in college told me that his dad did that. Same thing, his dad had a mustache for like 20 years, and when he was a little kid, he did, and he was crying because he didn't think it was his dad.
Wow.
You can just picture it now.
Daddy? 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 Oh no! Daddy, where'd you go?
Plus, growing a mustache wouldn't work because at work, like, if I tried growing a mustache, like, I don't know, like, you'd look like an idiot. Like, you'd
that's
have this half-grown
But for a lot of
thing,
people,
coming to work.
a lot of people can only grow mustaches at their jobs. They can't have any other kind of facial hair. So that might be a reason why some people have a mustache, because they want something on their face to distinguish themselves.
I like the mustache that Mike Lowell in the Red Sox has. It's like a half mustache. He shaves half of it like horizontally, so it's just like a mustache. It's like a goatee and a half. It doesn't really go up all the way. He looks ridiculous too. I don't know. Facial hair to me, like I have sideburns, that works for me, and I don't know. I just don't think. I don't know. A lot of people can't grow full beards though. Like.
Well, a lot of people don't. They shave too often. I'm sure if we had a beard competition, a lot more people would be in it than you think.
I feel like it would take me a while to grow a beard too. Like probably like a month of like the longest I've ever gone without shaving since I've like had to seriously shave like every day, which was probably since I was about I don't know, like 17 maybe.
Late high school.
Yeah, like late high school when it started to grow in a lot more. I went 3.5 weeks once and that started to look disgusting.
How did you go 3.5 weeks?
It itched like hell after 2 weeks. Holy crap, it was awful.
I don't know. Is there like a phase where it doesn't itch? Like, does it like?
I don't know. I eventually
How
shaved
do they
it
do it? Because I've never had a beard, so I don't know if it's like.
My ex-girlfriend pretty much made me shave it because I came home from a man's trip to Montreal and I pulled in my driveway and this was after 3.5 weeks and she was at my house, like got there before I did after we pulled in and I looked kind of like a caveman and that was the end of that. So I feel like women really control facial hair more than a guy does.
Actually, I heard a study that women like men with I heard stubble is the thing that a woman likes the most.
Well, it's kind of like that badass look.
Yeah. And then like clean shaven is baby like, and then like you're more manly with more, well, not more manly, but more adult with more hair. But a lot of girls, when they first start dating a guy, they want him to be clean shaven, like as a natural instinct, because then they'll feel like other girls won't be as attracted to him.
Wait, what?
Really?
So they want? They
That's
think
what
it
some
makes.
study said.
So they think it'll make them look uglier or something.
Not. It's a subconscious thing, but they think their man will be less likely to be taken by someone else with clean shaven.
So what is it like? We don't want them to wear the skirts to cover their legs, so she doesn't get attracted by another guy, or is it like
Yeah, something along those
something
lines.
like that? All right.
But you know,
I
I
guess.
think we've talked about hair-related issues far too much in this episode already. So let's move on to our next question, which is, all right, this is a good one for you, Chris Bourque.
Oh, really? What is it?
All right, here we go. You ready for this?
I'm ready for anything. Let's do it.
All right, if you could punch anyone in the face without any repercussion, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's
Ooh.
a good question.
I don't know.
Do they
That's
have to be
tough.
living?
No. Well, he said anyone, so.
Are we going for pure comic, like watching him fall on his ass,
No,
or are
who
we
do you want to punch in the face?
we don't want to punch in the face?
Who would you really love to just punch square in the face?
I honestly don't know. That's like tough. I can't say anybody famous.
Why not?
I guess Hitler would be a fun thing to punch several times.
Who?
Hitler.
Oh, I think
Did
you
you
said
just
Hillary
say-
for a second.
Well, she'd be entertaining too, but
Punch Hillary Clinton.
Okay, let's go with.
That's a good question.
Well, should we go with people that we know in our real lives, or people that are famous people?
huh?
Because, well, we don't really want to say anybody's name that we know in real life.
There's no one really that I'm close with that I think I would want to punch.
Right.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. If I say I want to punch Joe,
What about?
who do I mean by Joe?
What about like Lindsay Lohan? I'm like,
She doesn't annoy me that much. She used to be pretty hot.
What if you? She would probably
What
break
about-
something.
what about,
I mean,
like,
what is she
Britney
like? Skin
Spears?
and bones?
She kind of annoys me, but I don't know.
or Paris Hilton.
Nah. I don't know. Celebrities
She's
don't
more like a
really.
skank.
Celebrities don't really
Yeah, she
annoy
wouldn't be allowed in
me.
Eric's house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he couldn't punch her in the face anyways.
Yeah. I don't know. Celebrities don't really annoy me that much.
Okay.
If I had to punch anyone in, I don't know. Maybe
What about
that's-
Mel Gibson?
He could use it.
Maybe some like kids I hated growing up when I was a kid.
Yeah.
They were really annoying, but that's not that fun. Mel Gibson would be fun to punch in the face,
I still say he's a good actor, although.
especially if he was yelling, "Give me back my son!"
Oh, there's people like in the news who do the crazy things like set their animals on fire. I wouldn't mind punching those guys in the face.
People set their animals on fire.
What is this, like burning cat or
Yeah.
what kind of
Yeah, no.
animals?
Just their pets or whatever. The guy saw a news article the other day that some guy doused his cat in kerosene and had the match ready to lit, and like a cop just happened to drive by him while he was getting ready to do it.
That's awesome.
Man, what happened to like the days of getting your animals high? Was that ever wrong?
You got your dog or cat high.
No, I never got my dog or cat high.
I want to see a dog or cat high. You can do that.
Yeah, you
What,
could.
what
You
happens?
can
when-
do anything with the dog or cat.
That'd be awesome. Getting a dog.
Terrible.
I mean, I've seen a drunk dog. I've never seen a high dog. But how
gotta
would you
be
do
a
that?
dog.
The dog, I don't think would inhale any.
Give it a brownie or something. I know that's a lot of chocolate.
Yeah, that would kill one. I don't know, a dog. That's probably on YouTube. Look it
Are
up.
there any dogs you'd like to punch in the face?
Scruff McGruff.
Chicago, Illinois,
60652. Chicago, Illinois. 606.
Where'd we get this? All right.
We watched a lot of Saturday morning cartoons. That's
Yeah,
why.
one Saturday morning, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind punching Scruff McGruff in the face.
I would punch Roger Klotz in the face.
Roger Klotz.
What about Yogi or
Why would you punch Yogi?
he's a bear.
Why would you punch a bear? He'd maul you.
If he stole your
He'd
picnic.
murder you.
Yeah, what if he stole my picnic basket?
You'd let him take it and you'd run away.
I don't know, the range is kind of brave.
Ranger Smith?
Yeah, he goes right up to him and goes, "Drop it, Yogi. Just drop it." And
Well,
he
that's his
he's like,
job. Are
"Here."
you a ranger? Are you trained to deal with hungry bears? No. What are you trained to do?
I don't think he can say it on the, on the show.
I'm trained to entertain people. I can say that.
No, you can't.
Why not?
Because you don't.
I'm going into the field.
Not really.
Kind of.
I guess. What field is this?
video production, I guess.
So you technically won't be entertaining people since you're not going to be in front of the camera.
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
he'll be like helping to provide the entertainment because
Yeah, I
without
will
someone
provide.
editing the video, there is no entertainment.
That's true, I suppose.
Are you gonna move out to LA or something once you're done school? Or?
No, I don't think so. I think I'll stay here.
Maybe you can work for like a news agency.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll do
Work
another,
behind the scenes.
or maybe I'll work behind the scenes of a Boston-based movie or something like that.
That'd be
That
sweet.
could work, right?
Become a weather guy.
Why would I want to be a weather guy?
I feel like that's the easiest job on the planet.
Well, half of them aren't even meteorologists. They just say what the meteorologist tells them to say.
Like, do you even have to be a meteorologist anymore? It's not like you have to do anything. Like, to me, that's a really easy job, being a meteorologist. First of all, you have computers and satellites and all this stuff. All right, let's look at the satellites. All right, there's clouds coming in. Okay, wow, that's very hard.
And if you're wrong,
Well, only
you
in
just
New
say
England.
there was the front changed or whatever.
And then you just look at, like, a barometer and air pressure readings. It's really, like, I feel like that's a really easy job nowadays. Like, I think back in the day when no one had any idea what they were doing.
See,
Well, if it's
I
so-
had an idea of how they did the weather back in the day. They just used a dartboard, and they just put, like, random weathers on the dartboard and just do darts at it and say, oh, it's going to be cloudy. Oh, it's going to snow.
I remember my ex-girlfriend actually believed in, like, the Farmer's Almanac. I'm like, this is the biggest pile of crap on the planet. Like, it's so easy. They're just like, oh, like, open a random day. If you guess the weather, you're probably going to be right. Like, if it's December, you could be like, yeah, it's going to be 30 degrees. Oh my god, how'd the Farmer's Almanac know? I don't know, because it's easy.
Eric, you know what? I think if being a weatherman is so easy, I think you should apply for the job and pull it off.
Yeah, you should, but
should.
don't you
could
need,
be-
like, a degree and
You could
weather?
be like the next Al Caprillion.
If you want to be if you want to be a meteorologist, you need a degree. If you want to be a weather TV personality, you don't need anything.
Really? You can just apply and see if you get it?
It's probably better if you have good looks.
Well,
And maybe some
Well,
acting talents.
I guess,
Although maybe not.
Yeah,
I mean, weather's not really acting, though. It's kind of just like reading.
but you have to be able to stand in front of a screen and not look at it and know where you're pointing.
Yeah,
so
but
you
don't-
You get to look at another screen, but you have to work backwards.
Really? Yeah, but
If you work
that
forward.
must be really easy once you get used to it.
Yeah, it's a green screen, so you get used to it.
I don't know. I just feel like being anything newscaster, I think is kind of easy for the most part. And half of them screw up, too. Like that video, he, like, was murdered and lit on fire.
Oh yeah, he was just reading the teleprompter and he forgot to put a pause between stories.
Yeah, so it sounded, the stories all melted together pretty much.
Pretty
so,
much.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's an easy job. I don't know.
Alright, looks like it's getting time to get to our second commercial break. Here we go.
Hey, I see you got a lot of bags packed there. Wow, are you going on vacation?
Yeah, I'm going on a trip to New Jersey.
You're coming to New Jersey?
This is New Jersey.
Yes. Haven't you ever been here before?
Why does it feel like Russia?
New Jersey is not Russia. It's next to New York, and it's much better than New York.
Really?
Yes, but no dogs.
Dogs?
If you want to bring your dog, you must leave them home.
Why?
Because we do not allow pets in New Jersey. The only pets we can have, or the things we have chained, are squirrel, chipmunk, and woman.
Okay.
Yeah, so since you can't bring your pets with you to New Jersey, you should go to PawToPawPromise.com. They'll be able to watch your dogs, babysit your dogs, stay overnight, if you have fish, cats, you name it. Rather than have your animals be chained and eaten by that guy, you can have Paw to Paw Promise come watch your animals for the weekend.
Sweet. I think I'll do it.
Damn.
Alright, and we're back.
Woo!
So, alright, one thing that's been in the news a lot this week has been that guy from JetBlue.
Yeah, what happened? I heard people freaking out about JetBlue. I honestly don't know what happened.
Alright,
Tell me right now, what happened?
Alright.
Because all I've heard of this is the police went to his house
Alright,
and
no, we'll
found
get to
him.
that, we'll get to that part.
I heard there was
Alright, so-
$100 vouchers given out. I don't know.
So, there was a JetBlue employee who, I can't remember his name right now, so we'll just call him Cages. And so, Cages was on the flight, and he was a flight attendant, male flight attendant. And
Oh, he was so successful at his job.
so the plane landed, and he's been working at JetBlue for 28 years, and some woman was getting up early when the flight was ending.
Was he like the first male flight attendant, or?
I don't know. I don't know.
Alright.
Anyways,
Continue.
So they were on the plane, and the woman, it was landing, hadn't fully finished yet. The fasten seatbelt signs hadn't been taken off. The woman got out of her seat and started taking out her bag early, and the guy said, "Ma'am, can you please sit down?" And she cussed at him and smacked him in the head with her luggage.
Ooh.
Ooh, that had to hurt.
But yeah, so it left a pretty good size mark on him. He didn't appreciate it, so he went up to the PA system and said something along the lines of, to the woman who called me a bleeping bleep bleep, then he yelled at her, and then he grabbed a beer and kicked open the emergency chute and jumped and kicked the little slide down and slid out onto the runway.
With a beer?
Yep.
You should get a raise. That is the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
And
So how long?
So he has, like, that's against a lot of FAA regulations because it damages the plane to open that door.
Yeah, but
And
badassness
it's-
should be waived, in
Yeah, that's true.
my opinion.
And it's a $30,000 FAA fine. But everyone has their breaking point. Apparently, he's been pushed to it, and there's a lot of rude people. Like in public, people lose their common sense. Like for instance, in a grocery store, people just get really rude when they're pushing around their carriages, or like on a plane, for instance.
Yeah, it's always amazed me because in my job, I'm on the phone all day with angry customers because it's insurance, and it amazes me because as much as I hate these people, I'm like outside of this phone call or outside of JetBlue guy's work or outside of the grocery store, maybe these people are nice. You know, a lot of them are parents, whatever. Maybe they're great people, but for whatever reason, just as you were saying, something about being in public, I don't know what it is, pushing the wrong buttons, people just flip out and go nuts.
Maybe they just don't know. Maybe they just say, "Hey, I'm not a douche," and when they go into the environment, they're like, "I still don't think I'm a douche," but they actually are a douche.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? Here's the funny part about the story is a lot of people see this guy as some sort of a hero, because he's like stood up against this woman and made a dramatic exit.
I love the beer part. That's my favorite. That's my
It makes
favorite.
me. Did he steal only one beer, or is it like?
I have no idea.
I would have took like a champagne bottle.
But so, and then
So now they don't have like 30 racks. You'd be like,
So then people hear the next part of the story where police went to his house and they caught him having sex. Like they knocked on the door while he was having sex.
No.
And wait. And so they caught him having sex. So then people are like, wow, this guy's even more incredible. And then for the homophobic people in our crowd, they could be a little less happy with the guy when they find out he was having sex with his male partner.
yeah,
That is awesome.
But did you hear how many police they sent to his house?
I do not know.
It was like 60 police officers.
Really?
It was like complete overkill of the situation.
because they thought
they
he was
could have sent like
terrorist or something.
one or two. Well, yeah, I guess that could be a. He did open up the emergency hatch and.
Because the
Then
FAA
he opened
doesn't
it up
screw
again.
around.
He opened the emergency hatch again when he got home.
But no one got him at
Whoa, what?
It took you.
But
Oh, a little closet humor.
that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But like no one noticed. Like I mean, so he went down the emergency escape. Couldn't the police just get him right there? Like he just went down it and was like, "All right, I'm out of here. See ya."
I don't know.
Like no, that's great. So he gets angry, says bad things on a microphone. If that's like he would already get fired for that, but no, he has to grab a beer, make his badass escape, and then when they catch him, he's having sex with a man. That is awesome. That's
Makes you
incredible.
wonder how like, did he like run down the runway like when he's running away or like?
Or did he walk out like a cowboy at the end of a movie?
badass.
Yeah, like into the sunset.
And did they actually start chasing him then, or is it
Like, how long until they have a movie of this guy's story?
Oh, they got it. That's awesome.
Like a TV movie.
I'd give the guy a raise. JetBlue is like the Satan's butthole of airlines, though. It really is a crapshoot.
I don't know. I never
absolutely-
rode with JetBlue.
The
so
thing
I
about
wouldn't know.
JetBlue that's great is it's like the Walmart of flights. Like it is so cheap. You're like, wow, this is awesome. Like I can fly somewhere for like $80 instead of $300 or $400. But you kind of get what you pay for, and it's not so much that the plane is bad. It really isn't. Like, you know, it's just a normal airplane. But
has to meet FAA regulations.
You sit with some very interesting people on a JetBlue plane.
Like cages?
I've flown
Real
JetBlue
cages.
many times, and I was stuck at actually a Newark Airport, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I was stuck there for 12 hours because JetBlue was late. It was awful, but I hate JetBlue. I really do. It's awful.
I just hate flying in general.
Really?
You always get paired with like the two fat people sitting like side by side.
It's
You're
so
stuck
true.
In the middle.
You never
always
get like
stuck in the
you
middle.
never get like two hot chicks. It's
No,
always
it's
like two of the
You can't
ugliest.
be like, "Hello, ladies. Can I get your number or something?" No, never.
Well, girls never fly alone anyways, which makes sense because when you have a million
And then you meet
creepy
people
dudes
like
like
us,
that.
so,
Yeah, exactly. Like when I'd get on a plane, I've flown many planes by myself, probably about 10 times, and I've never once have had a hot stewardess or just sitting next to hot girls.
You're
It's
just
always,
not taking the right airlines.
well, what airline would have all the hot girls?
Whichever one you're not on. They'd probably just say, "Oh, that Eric guy's coming on this flight."
Maybe if you go on like spring break, like if you take a flight that just came back from like spring break.
I feel like airplanes and chairlifts never have hot girls on them because the hot girls are
No.
always married or with their boyfriends on the plane or on the chairlift.
It's always the fat people and the babies crying.
And can fat people just buy 2 tickets? For God's sake! I mean,
I heard they
like Kevin
I heard they're
Smith.
gonna charge him. I heard they're gonna
But
charge
they tried
him.
to
They
charge Kevin
should.
Smith for 2, and he started his whole campaign against it.
there's actually a picture I saw of this huge guy on one of the airlines. The guy took it with his cell phone, and he went into the aisle. Like he had an aisle seat. He was so big he couldn't fit into it. He was blocking the whole aisle.
What if they got stuck? Is that like an emergency situation? Like,
Well, when
can you get too fat and you get stuck in the seat? And
I mean, there are guys that travel that are like 450 pounds. That's like over twice my weight. Like, you should have, and then, not to mention, then you probably have like a 50. So you're going to charge me more money to have a bag that weighs more than like 50 pounds, but then a guy who weighs 300 pounds more than me doesn't have to pay any. See, that's not fair, in my opinion. Nor is it healthy.
So you're concerned with your pocket, instead, how much money you have instead of the guy's personal welfare.
Well, I'm just saying, I just think if you're too big
Well,
to fit into an airplane seat, something is wrong.
Well, I think they
well,
should.
it does add a cushion. I mean, if the plane goes down, you get like bounce against the fat
Actually,
guy.
you know what a brilliant business proposal is? A fat guy airline. Where all
I
the
like
seats-
that. I
Yeah,
like
bigger.
that.
But there's got to be
Fat guy
like
airline.
a weight restriction on these planes. I mean, come on, you can't put like
Well, no, you just don't have as many people per
840 400-pound dudes on one plane.
I love Fat Guy Airline. I think that's a great idea. Instead of like 3 seats in like an aisle, it's just one. It's just a couch.
Oh, okay.
With
I
like a
see.
trough in front of it.
There's like a vending machine in each seat.
So, what would they give out on these things? You know, you get your peanuts and your
A Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you get? Like a Whopper?
Like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
It's like, here's your Whopper.
No, they just
and-
have cows on the flight too, and the guys cook them right in front of them.
Oh, I could just
Fat
say,
guy
yes,
air.
we brought back supersize. That's right, we brought it back.
Obese air.
And their bag of peanuts is slightly bigger than the normal one.
Oh, come on, slightly? I could see like a supersized bag. It's like more like a bag of chip peanuts.
It's like the carnival bag.
There's just like a big cotton candy machine in each seat.
I think we should make this airline.
A deep fryer in every seat too, like a huge TV.
No. There'd
Oh,
probably be no
man.
seats left. They'd probably try to eat them. I mean, honestly,
How could a fat guy fit in the bathroom of an airline?
you gotta
Like,
supersize it.
I can
you
barely
gotta
fit.
supersize
Like,
it.
that's the one thing that I agree with people when they say airline bathrooms are too small. I actually agree because I'm a pretty, I don't know, somewhat normal sized person, and I even think it's very cramped in there. If I, let alone weighed like 400 pounds, I don't know how the hell I would fit in
It
there.
makes you wonder how people get to the Mile High Club, honestly. 'cause-
I've always wanted to do that. I just don't see how you could. I just
Yeah,
don't-
exactly. How do you, like, do it in that small...
How would no one hear you either? Because I mean, it's right there. It's not.
Oh, I don't think they care.
You'd have to be on like a red-eye flight coming from like New Jersey to like Iowa. Like, so there's like 10 people on the flight. It would have to probably be an overnight flight, and it would probably have to be like 3 in the morning and everyone's sleeping.
Oh, alright.
That's probably the only way. Or if you're on Fat Guy Air, I guess it doesn't matter. No one
Imagine
would
all
care.
the room you would have in that bathroom on Fat Guy Air. If you were the only skinny dude on that flight.
Everyone would hate you. You get on as a skinny guy just to piss people off. It's like going into Yankee Stadium with Red Sox stuff on. It's like Fat Guy.
But the potential difficulty with having Fat Guy Airline is that it could get too big, and that airline would overtake all the rest because this country is getting fatter and fatter. I mean, I went to the beach earlier in the summer, and there's some fat freaking people in this country.
Oh, there are some you. Did you notice
don't
when we
tell
were?
me they were in a
They
Speedo.
flaunt it.
Did you notice when we were in
They're wearing
Toronto?
bathing
There
suits,
was,
but it might as well be a Speedo.
when we
Oh,
were in
okay.
Toronto, there was like no fat people like anywhere
No,
to
that's
be
because
found.
the portions everywhere in Canada was tiny.
Yeah. Fat guy. They'd have to invent a new plane. It'd be like the Boeing like 938 or something.
What if that thing crashed? What would it sound like on the black box? I mean, come on. Can I have a what?
The pilot would be like,
We're going down. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not going down.
Everybody eat the cake before you hit the ground.
They haven't designed tires that can handle the weight.
They actually have an airline for sex, I heard, though. Like, it's actually, like, for, like, if you're legitimately rich and want to get it on a plane that has, like, really nice, like, bedrooms and and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I've read about that before. It was
Are
on,
you like?
well, they also have airlines for pets too.
really?
Yeah, so people can have their pets travel. They removed all the seats and put in like dog cages and stuff for the animals.
Yeah, if you have a dog, don't they put them in, like, the cargo?
Yeah,
Isn't that, like, awful?
that's pretty bad.
I mean, at least it's, like, pressurized. I just feel like you're kind of, like... It's kind of like putting food in the microwave. Like, it'll get you there, but it might come out a little different. I feel like that's kind of like putting a dog in the cargo bay of a plane. It's kind of like... I hope he'll come out. I'll hope he'll still be a dog when this plane lands.
But yeah, Fat Guy Air. Maybe we should invest in this.
Fat Guy Air, we would need a lot of money.
Well, good thing we have Captain J. Russ, who's a pilot. He could be.
Wish he was here. I wish he could comment on this Fat Guy Airs and give us his own inside view.
No, I'm talking like Fat Guy Air is like fat guys. Like I'm talking like 5 chins, like haven't taken a shower like 80 days, like eat like way too many portions and like cut kids in line to get more ice cream at the buffet. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like
That's
what we're thinking
Jabba the
about.
Hutt.
That's what we're thinking
Jabba the
about.
Hutt.
well, yeah,
right.
Java. Yeah, exactly. Wait, I got an idea.
Solo.
All the stewardess have to wear the Princess Leia outfit in Return of the Jedi. So it's all these fat guys on these couches. Just like, oh, Jabba, da, nipple, da, pa.
I think it's time for our last commercial break. Hello, gentlemen. Do you guys like to play video games?
I love them. I love games.
Do you have a lot of money?
I do.
No, it doesn't look like you do. You look like a really poor guy. So tell me the truth. Do you have a lot of money?
I do. Sometimes I spend it on inhalers, though.
You spend it on inhalers? Well, do you have money to play video games?
I do.
Well, would you like to have more money for inhalers if you could play video games for free?
For free?
Think you could relive your fantasies and play in an online world of the reincarnation on Mabinogi?
Are there girls on there?
Why, the main character looks like he might be a girl.
Really?
It might be a girl.
It might? Oh, wow. That works for me.
So if you go to mabinogi.com, you can play for free on your computer.
I want to live my fantasy with a guy girl.
Well then, maybe you should hang out with Chris Bourque. Or Cages. Mabinogi.
Mabinogi.
Mabinogi. Mabinogi. Alright, we are back.
We are.
Alright, so we're into the final segment of the show. And so I think we should just jump right into it. We usually end with recommendations. So let's get into it. Eric said he wanted to recommend movies, so Eric, start us off.
I'm going to recommend a movie I saw on Sunday. I'm going to recommend Inception. A lot of people have probably seen it. I thought it was really good. Definitely cracked my top 15 movies of all time. Really good acting, good action. It kind of has everything for everyone, I think. I don't think there's a person that... I'm not saying you may like it as much as I do, but I think anyone can like it. Anyone can. It's an interesting enough movie that I think every type of person from every background can enjoy something in it. Good
Okay.
movie.
Well, all right. Eric, do you have anything else you want to say?
I don't want to give away the movie, so.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so
Really?
really,
Okay.
didn't want to see it.
I guess, yeah, there's not much I want to say then, if that's the case. Because I really don't want to give it away. Because it's one of those movies, even though I talked about it before, I'm kind of contradicting myself. Because you kind of have to think a little bit, this movie. But it's really good. It's definitely a movie that, as much as I hate movies that you have to see it a bunch of times to get it, I definitely plan on seeing it in theaters again soon and piecing a few things together. It did a good job. It hooked me in. I liked it.
And interesting note with that movie, director Christopher Nolan, who is famous for the Batman series, worked with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, a favorite of the show in that movie. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt has been rumored to be the Riddler in Christopher Nolan's next Batman.
That would be awesome.
Are they gonna change the Batman voice again, or is it gonna be like?
I think Batman's probably still gonna be a bear.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, though, I think
Because did anybody else notice the difference between the first one and then the second
Everybody
one?
noticed.
I mean, come on.
I only saw Batman Begins when it came out, so I
Yeah.
haven't seen it since then. But I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt's going to be huge now. I mean, we've always known about him for a while because he was in a lot of good movies, independent film, Third Rock from the Sun. But I think finally he's really going to start breaking into some bigger movies. I think Inception was a big step for him. I really
I
do.
think so too.
So that's good for him. So him and Leonardo were excellent in that movie.
As always. Chris, what movie would you like to recommend?
I honestly don't know. I haven't been
What?
really watching.
What?
The last new movie I've seen is probably Book of Eli.
Doesn't have to be a new movie, but if you want to recommend Book of Eli, do you want to recommend that or do you want to not recommend it?
I guess I would, but you gotta watch it twice, realistically.
That's the one. Did it have Denzel Washington?
Yeah,
in
it had Denzel Washington. I don't want to give it away.
It's kind of like Mad Max, right?
Actually, I just got a really good
Yeah, he
idea.
was a wanderer.
I'll get to my good idea after this. Alright, so anything you want to say about it?
I don't know. Denzel Washington's a pretty kick-ass actor. I mean, he always is.
Okay.
I mean, he usually. I mean, I saw. Was it Man on Fire?
Okay.
It's kind of hard 'cause you can't really explain movies without giving it away if nobody's seen certain movies.
Okay. Well, I think my recommendation is I'm going to go back in time a little bit. And Chris,
88 miles per hour.
I'm going to go
That is an
faster
awesome
than that.
movie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to recommend that movie.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
I've never seen the whole thing like
How
in
can
one
you-
sequence. I've seen the whole movie, just not all together.
We'll have to watch this in one night. It's a good
The
movie.
first one? We're clearly talking about the first one, right?
Yes.
First one's the best.
Well, the third one sucked.
Third one was terrible. The second one was good too.
Which one is the one where they're in the Wild West?
Third
That
one
was the third one.
sucked.
I've seen parts of that too.
Oh, did you hear they're making other remakes? They have, like, what was it, Red Dawn. You ever seen
Yeah,
that?
they're making
They're
a
gonna make a
remake.
remake out of that.
Yeah, that's crap. But yeah,
I heard that, like, the other day.
you
and I was
can't
like,
remake
oh,
that.
what?
You can't remake
You know,
that.
what's-
That's crap.
You know what's weird is when they remake movies that are less than 5 years old, like how they remade Death at a Funeral.
Or Hulk. That was weird too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2003, and then here's another version.
And they were both lousy.
Yeah.
Anyways, my recommendation is going to be 1976's Deer Hunter.
I hear that's excellent.
It is.
I haven't seen that. A
Hey,
lot of people talk
I
about
should have
that.
watched it when I borrowed it.
Chris borrowed
Instead
it
of
from me
lost
for
it.
months, and he lost it. So I
What a
didn't ask
jerk.
him to, but he bought me a new one.
I know,
What
I
a
know.
jerk.
But
Buy him a
but
whole-
it's
How I lost it was ridiculous because I put it in my Platoon case, and I lost both movies.
Oh,
And Platoon's a good movie.
yeah.
But,
Charles Sheen.
all right, how about you guys stop talking? Let me talk about Deer Hunter.
Okay,
Okay.
All right, so
So you do.
All right. So, anyways, Chris.
Yeah.
So Deer Hunter.
So I really like your hair.
Oh,
All right.
that,
Well, speaking of his hair, a lot of people think he looks like me.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
No,
Maybe you guys are long lost.
nothing.
Yeah, well, we're
brothers.
not. Anyways,
All right,
back
come
to
on,
back
Deer
to Deer
Hunter.
Hunter.
Deer
All right.
Hunter. I'm excited.
So 1976, the movie won Best Picture. Robert De Niro was nominated for Best Actor, and Christopher Walken won for Best Supporting Actor.
That's hilarious.
Christopher Walken's the man.
Chris-
I have to say it.
He stole the show in that movie, and it's a great movie. And the first hour, it's 3 hours long. First hour, it could be cut a little bit, but it's good for character development, so I'll give it that. But it's just a great movie about. It's a great war movie and post-war also, and you just learn great character study. So I'll recommend that. And now, before we finish off the episode, I think another interesting recommendation we could do is the anti-movie recommendation.
Ooh.
We can talk about which movies people should avoid.
Oh man. Alright, yeah, I got one.
Alright, you got one?
I
Alright,
know
start
I
us
gotta
off.
think of one.
M. Night Shyamalan, The Village. Absolute crap movie.
The beginning of his demise.
I had so much high hope for M. Night Shyamalan. He was going to be the next Spielberg. Unbreakable was good. Sixth Sense, overrated but good. Signs I thought was very excellent. I thought the ending was a little lame, but otherwise I thought it was pretty good. Awesome. Was going to be a great director, and everything he's made since then has been crap. And The Village was absolutely an atrocious movie. I absolutely hated it. Awful. It gets a 0 out of 5 stars from me. I'm not even giving it a half a star. That's
I
how much
haven't
hate
even
it.
seen it, so
Yeah.
Don't. It was absolutely
Alright.
awful.
Alright, Chris, Mr. Bourque.
I just watched one the other day. It was called Silver Bullet, and it had Corey, the one that just recently passed away,
Feldman?
Haim,
Or Hein or whatever. Yeah, I know.
and
what
it
you're talking about.
had what's the guy from? Oh crap, can't think of his
Doesn't matter, we
name.
don't
It doesn't
care.
matter.
Silver
It was a
Bullet.
terrible werewolf movie. It was just absolutely terrible. It had this handicapped kid who was Corey Haim.
Macaulay Culkin? Oh.
No, it was Corey Haim. It was like back in '85. So
Okay.
Corey Haim, he was a handicapped kid, and he has a motorized wheelchair, and that they can do like 90.
That's pretty
So
sweet.
they have him riding on this thing, escaping from a werewolf,
That sounds awful.
and he shot the werewolf with a firework. I mean, come on, he shot him in the eye, and that's how he identified him.
That's
Hey, I
awful.
remember who it is. It's Gary
Busey?
Busey, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The drunk. Yeah.
Gary Busey's the man.
He's a drunk. All right. Besides that, he's,
All right.
he's
Okay.
And what's your anti-movie, John?
My movie that I think you should avoid is one that Frenchie actually loved, was Dinner for Schmucks.
Yeah, I don't want to see that one.
Alright, my theory with Steve Carell is that whenever he's the star of a movie, you shouldn't watch it.
40-Year-Old Virgin was alright. I know you didn't
No,
like it.
I didn't care for that movie either, but
That was alright.
even if you like that movie, any other movie that Steve Carell's the star of, avoid it, because it's not
You know,
good.
you make a good point.
Except I'll say Date Night was tolerable. I watched that and
Well, he was with Tina Fey. It wasn't just him.
Oh, yeah.
right.
But Anchorman, he wasn't the star, but he still had a good role. I have to
Bruce
admit.
Almighty, he
Yeah,
wasn't
Bruce
the star.
Almighty.
He was the supporting actor. Evan Almighty, he was the star, and it sucked.
It did.
And-
It truly did.
Little Miss Sunshine, great movie. He was the supporting actor.
Okay, to me that was overrated.
It was
Overrated.
a very funny movie.
Overrated.
I haven't seen it, so I haven't seen much lately.
Overrated.
You're wrong, Eric.
Overrated.
I still think it's underrated.
It's one of those movies, hey, let's make things as awkward as we can. We'll put, like, awkward indie music in it. Oh, we have an indie movie. Yay.
I don't
That's
think
what
it's
I-
that at all.
Da-da-da-da.
Michael Cera wasn't in the movie, so it wasn't that awkward.
Thank God. I think, no, it's another anti-movie, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I wanted to
Yeah.
You know who I want to punch in the face? This will answer another two. Michael Cera. I would not even punch him in the face. I would kick him in the face and then put my balls on his head. I absolutely hate
incredibly
that guy.
annoying, isn't he?
He is so annoying. And what? That's okay. We'll bleep it.
Alright,
One of my best friends too is like he cannot wait for Scott Pilgrim the movie to come out because he's a big fan of the comics
I've heard really
forever.
positive things about that movie.
Oh,
Even from people who hate
I
Michael
will
Cera.
absolutely not see that movie because I think he's the most obnoxious, annoying guy on the planet. He's just awful.
I'm a fan of Superbad, but
And
Pam,
Arrested Development.
Pam.
Super bad in Arrested Development.
All right, yeah,
I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Everything else he's done is crap.
But he had other actors to help him on those movies, so.
Oh, in Juno, I wanted to punch him in the face.
Oh, he was so annoying.
Actually, you know,
I was
he
like,
was billed as a really big character, and he was in the movie for 5 minutes.
Nick and Nora, I just wanted to
I
kick
could
him in the
just, I could
face.
just
One of
see
the
him
worst-
like running in Nick in Juno, like he's running. I could see somebody like just hit him and watch him fall down. It'd be the funniest part
And
ever.
he always talks like someone just like punched him in the nuts and threw him in the scene. He's like, hey, like, oh, okay. Yeah.
But
I bet I could outact him.
Oh
I bet I
my
could.
God, he's terrible. I hate him.
And Nick and Nora, that was one of the most awkward sex scenes of any movie I've ever seen.
That was one of the most stupid movies
It's
I've
like,
ever
oh
seen.
look,
Oh.
I'm in a sound studio.
How-
Ah.
It's so awkward.
I know.
What an awkward teen.
Let's
He dri-
record it. Hey,
he
you're
drives
on the air.
He drives a van that's all broken down. What an awkward kid.
Imagine if he made a movie with Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh
That would be an awkward movie.
God.
Oh, what if he?
But Jesse Eisenberg is more of a sophisticated.
What if he made a
awkward.
movie with what's her face from the Transform? I'm having such
Megan
a great
Fox.
Megan Fox. How awkward would that be? It would be an awkward movie. I'm sorry.
Just everything he's in is odd. I feel like if I hung out with him, he'd just like if I went on a cross country road trip with Michael Cera, I feel like he wouldn't say anything and just would be like, "Hey, want some Twizzlers?" and put on some like Lou Reed or something like that.
I mean, he's probably a pretty funny guy in real life. I'd hang out with Michael Cera.
I wouldn't. I'd punch him in the face in real life.
I don't think you would. If he was here right now, I don't think you'd punch
Michael
him.
Cera, I could beat the crap out of. Are you kidding me? He weighs like
Well,
74 pounds.
No,
I'd like to see that fight. I really would.
I'm not doubting your ability.
I couldn't beat up Bill Kessel. I won't be like Frenchie and say I could beat up a professional athlete. But Michael Cera, I think would be pretty easy.
What if you go against an old athlete? What if you go against Cam Neely? I bet he
kill
could
me.
still kick your
Kim
ass.
Neely would still kill me.
But yeah.
Oh, are you kidding me? You'd destroy me.
Anyways.
Anyways,
looks like it's about time to wrap up the show.
That is so.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Chris Bourque for joining us.
Yeah,
in the
thanks for
studio.
coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
How was it? How was it for you? Chris?
It was
As
good.
for you as it was for us.
Yeah, it was great. I'd like to come back sometime. I don't know, maybe.
It's
We'll have to
been
wait
good.
and see.
And Eric, I'd like to thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank our listeners for sending us in mail. So thank you, Peter, and everyone else who sent in questions. So feel free to continue at podcastrevolution@gmail.com. Send them in right now.
That means you, Janine. Send them in.
That does mean you, Janine. Or Minna. We haven't heard from Minna in a while.
Maybe she doesn't like listening to you anymore. It's because I've been gone for 2 episodes. She's like, this show sucks. Oh, if Eric's back. All right, I'll listen.
If only you knew, Eric. If only you knew. Anyways, and I'd like to thank myself because without me, this show wouldn't be possible.
Or
yeah. All right.
Chris, say goodbye in a foreign language.
Gosh,
That's not the Cage's language.
Dos vidania, y'all.
Oh, pants down.